I've spoken at length in the Senate about America's fiscal situation. It's my belief that the nation has maxed out its credit card. Well, we're not the only nation that's done that. I noted that about a month ago, England tried to sell some bonds and couldn't. And I've seen in the paper where China has said, what extra guarantees can you give us? That sounds like a maxed out credit card to me. The federal government debt is now more than 11 2/10 trillion, and the nation's deficit this year stands at 1.17 trillion, although I think that figure is being revised up. And the Obama administration claims to be ushering in an era of responsibility. We conservatives believe that the Obama budget has ushered in an era of taxing too much, spending too much, and borrowing too much. The president's budget sets aside $630 billion over 10 years, which, according to the administration, is not sufficient to fully fund health care reform, but it's the first crucial step. Sometimes they call it a down payment. Well, that's because that's only half of the money that is being talked about in some of the coverage reforms that we're talking about. So that won't do it. Now, it's kind of interesting. The $630 billion amount also matched up with what the president was asking for out of 80% of cap and trade. So he was going to use some of the cap and trade money from the carbon tax, and it is a tax, to go to health care. Since then, I think they've realized that if you tax the carbon, the customer has to pay for it, because the companies don't. They pass that on, and their bills go up dramatically, and that won't make them very happy. So they've diverted that carbon tax now to giving back to the people who have to pay the higher bills. It's kind of a Ponzi scheme, you know. He won't give you a little tax deduction, but you won't know about it. So that money is off the table for health care reform. So they have to find some other mechanisms for health care reform, and they're being rather creative. One of them that I just heard proposed was a penny an ounce on sugar-sweetened beverages. How many here would notice a penny an ounce? It occurred to me that if you go to a machine, you're probably paying $1 or $2, more likely $2. If you go to a convenience store, you're paying $1.39 to $1.79. If you go to the grocery store, you get lost liters. So the prices really vary. So I don't know how that would really end. Sugar's not the only cause of obesity. So, but maybe they're thinking about a tax on how much fat there is in the beef you buy. I haven't figured it out, but there's always somebody that wants us to kind of kick the tires and figure things out, and that was one of the more unique ones that are in there. Although there are quite a few that I don't think will be doable. We keep lists of all of those too. Now, for reform to go anywhere, though, it is absolutely necessary that it be paid for in full. I mean,